Hi everyone, welcome back to the Garden Novice. Today we're just going to job on around the plot. I want to put my main crop potatoes in. I want to put them in the buckets. I'm wanting to sort my benches out, prick out what needs pricking out, and I need some rubbish to bag up out my wheelbarrow. So let's crack on with that. Right, that's one good job done. Emptied my wheelbarrow. Just going to tip this bit of soil on my border. Fabulous, that's that done. It's all the roots I dug out from the top near the fruit cage. That's what that is. I better pick them secateurs up before I lose them. Back in my shed. Right, let's get on with the next job. Right, what I think we'll do now is sow the carrots in the big tub that I filled last week at the top of the garden. So let me just sort these carrots out. All I'm going to do is broadcast them on the top of the tub and cover them with a little bit of compost. Carrot resistor fly F1, I'll give them a go. Let's crack it on. Let's get these sown. Right, here we go. Let's get these little tub of carrots. What I'll do, I'll put these in now, then I'll get another tub another time, put some more in, different variety. So here's a carrot resistor fly. A lot of the stuff's new to me because I've never grown much in the past. I only had the allotment for 2 years. So every day's a learning day. So I grew these in the raised bed last time and it worked out alright, but I didn't thin them out, did I? So it was overcrowded. So this time I'm just going to spread them thinly across the top of this tub, see if that works for me. Here we go. Nice and thinly. I can just thin them out if I needed to. Get rid of me rubbish. Put in my pocket for now. A slight covering of compost and then it's quite damp this, so I might not need the water. But I might just spray them with me spray. So I need a label, my spray gun to water, and that's my carrots done. Another job nearly done. Right then, I've got my hands water and spray. I'll give us a little spray over it. Like I said, it was quite damp, so I don't want to soak them. That should do. And then I'll put another tub in a few weeks time so that can't follow one. Wonderful, another job done. Let's crack on with something else. Right, that's the label. Wonderful. Another job done. Right, next job is to put some pea plants in. As my previous videos I've said, I have struggled to get peas germinated. I don't know whether it's a batch of peas I bought, the compost I'm using, but I'm putting quite a lot in. I'm only getting about a third of them germinate. So I'm just putting in when they germinate, big enough to put in, I'm just putting them in the ground. Eventually I'll get a row, I suppose. Now this tub here, I grow these in that mushroom tray. We're going to grow them for pea shoots, but we didn't really like the pea shoots, so I'm going to transplant them into the ground, the rest of this row here, on my pea frame that I made the other week, and then see how they go. Okay, let's crack on with this. Right, got a drop of water, get them water in. And we'll see how they grow. I've got some more in the polytunnel germinating, they start to grow. Again, only half of them have germinated, but I'll put them in. I'll put them in maybe the other side of this frame, so they'll grow up both sides. And then I might get a pan of peas out of them, you never know. Right, next job. Right, I think my next job is to weed this bed here. I've got 2 rhubarb crowns in here, just starting to come up. So I'll weed all this, tidy it up a bit, make it look a bit more presentable. And this rhubarb's romping away. I picked some that today. Right, let's get this weeded. Right then, last little bit under this rhubarb leaf. Watching these nettles, they're quite stingy, them nettles. This rhubarb in this bed is what I grew from seed. It's called Glaskin's something. Glaskin's Surprise or something. Something like that. Glaskin's Perpetual. Yeah, Glaskin's Perpetual. So I don't want to pick any fruit this year. Leave it established in this bed because I've got plenty in these 2 beds here. Right, let's get this cleared up. Last little bit here. I did put cow manure on these 3 rhubarb beds, and then that fed the soil. It's quite good soil. Right, one nice tidy rhubarb bed. Still a few more weeds around the polytunnel net to pull out, but I'll tidy them up. But this bit here looks much better now, much tidier. Right, excellent. Also, just a little reminder of the competition that Oakland Gardens are running for allotment sites. Our allotment site has entered it. Now it works is you get as many people to vote for the allotment site as you can, and the allotment site with the most votes by the 31st of May wins £1,000 worth of Oakland Garden vouchers. So I'll be very grateful if you would click on the link in the description to Oakland Gardens. Just put your name and your email address. You don't have to subscribe to the newsletter, but I get a lot of me plant pots and things from Oakland Garden, so they're quite reasonable, and it's free postage. So name and your email address. Drop down box brings up a list of entrants. Go down to Spennymoor Southview allotments and just vote for us. As easy as that. Thanks very much. Right, next job. Right, it's basket making time. Time to look a weed. 16-inch baskets, multi-purpose compost. I haven't sieved it. No need to sieve it for baskets, I don't think. There's a feed already in the compost, so I'll just water it with the feed when the flowers start to come on. So I'm putting 7 hanger basket plants in each basket, each 16-inch basket. I've got 4 to do. So I've got me plants here. I've made one up already. So I'll put a fuchsia in the centre and then some trailing to spew over the sides. So I need another 6 on the outside. A bit of ivy. Just bed them in a bit. So what I do one in the middle, and then opposites and opposites, and then fill a spare one in where there's a gap. So that's 3. I need 4 more. This is going to be a white one. A white basket. I pre-watered all these plants before I lift them out of the basket, so out the pots. And opposite that, we'll put a white petunia. One, two, 3, 4, 5, and then a couple in there. Of what have we got here? I like petunias. I'll put plenty of petunias in these. Just firm them in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One in there, and we kind of done. That's another one. That one. That's that one. We've got one of these in there, lobelia. I'll have a white lobelia in. What I do, I make these baskets up round here, hang them up with my tunnel, and then put the roots on them. They're a bit root bound, aren't they? Just break them up a little bit. Hang them up in here, and once there's no frost, I take them round to the home garden, put them in on my hang basket brackets. Get a bit more compost. Make sure it gets right round the plant roots. firmed in nicely. That's it. Another 16-inch basket made. So we'll get that drop of water just to settle the roots in. The compost on the roots, and then I'll hang them up in this tunnel. Right, on with the next one. Well, that's my 3 baskets made up. I've got 1 more to make up, and I get some plants put together for that one. So I'll get the chains from round home and I'll get them hung up in my polytunnel, and when they grow a few weeks time, I'll get them round home and there's no frosts, get them hung up on the hanging basket brackets. So yes, I'm pleased with those. Yes, we're starting to fill up now. There are all my onions in this bed here, and I've got a space at the end here just before my bean frame, and put some leeks in there. That's my multi-sown leeks getting put in now. Got a couple of rows there, 2 rows. And I get the end of this row, and that'll be this bed filled up with onions and leeks. Right, work progresses at the top of the plot. This is what I'm going to eventually have as my fruit cage. That's in place where I need it to be. Just need to get some netting for it. And what I've started to do is I've saved a few pallets which I've collected over the last few months. I'm just making a bit of a border fence. Now, I'm not putting fence posts in because I've got some steel square bars. I'm hammering them into the ground and just hooking the pallet over the top, the board across with a screw just to secure it. But it's not going to go anywhere, it's pretty solid, and it just tidies it up from the border, you know? I mean, Kevin next door is making great guns with his garden. He's just taken over. The bottom half, you wouldn't recognise the bottom half, but his top half is a bit of a wilderness. This is going to be work in progress for the lad, as is mine at the top end. So let's get these pallets into the fence position. Right, I'll come round. Right. Glorious sunny day. Taking advantage of this today, like all the jobs I'm getting done. So let's just, I started knocking this one in. Let's run a little bit further, and then that's that one in, and then I've got a pallet to hook over that, over here. This looks a heavy one. Bugger it is. So all I do, so you can see this, is lift it over that bar, drop it into place, just square it up in a minute and see what that's like. Yeah, that's not too bad. A little bit high spot here, which I'll just take it down with this shovel, spade. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's just a demarcation line and makes my plot look a bit tidier. Yeah, that's alright, that. So I'm going to get another steel bar and another pallet. I've got another pallet there, and I'll do the next bit down. I'm not planning on going the full length of this, just this top bit here, just to tidy it up a bit. So right, I'll go and get a steel bar. I'll be back in a minute. Right, here's my steel bars. You can see it's just about a metre long, pointed at the end. I'll just hammer them in. I inherited these off the plot, so you save everything on a allotment plot, you don't chuck them out the way, and they come in handy now. So what I'm going to do now is just lower that bit of edge down so the pallet sits fairly low down, level with the rest, knock these in. I've got enough for another 2 pallets I think, and then let's crack on. Right, now just to strengthen the top of this, I've got some pallet wood. Like I say, it doesn't matter about being proper straight, I'm not using my spirit level or nothing. So these, I'm going to put them across the 2 pallets like that, and then fasten them both together. So let me just fasten this one first. Get to the top, I think. And that one there. So it makes it fairly straightforward, fairly solid. It's not going to blow down because the bars hammered a good 10 inches into the ground, and they're not going to go anywhere then. Yes, they'll wobble, but that's alright. Right, next one. Just get another board. Right. And a couple of screws. Let's just start the screws off. Right then. Fix this first of all. And then this one will pull in. I'll put another screw there for this one. Another screw. Yeah, pretty good fence that, and it's free. Cost of a few screws. Right, I'll crack on with this. Now I've got a bit of a border. The fence is all marked out, secured. I'm going to dig this patch over here. Get rid of the weights, and then I can start using this bit. I did have potatoes near last year, but not as far up as this, but where the fruit cage was, so I've not grown anything in this bit, so I'm tempted to put potatoes in this bit, but there again I want to put them in the tubs. But let's get dug over, and we'll see what it looks like and what I think. Yeah, crack on.
Thank you.
Right, that's this part of the garden being brought into play. Took a bit of sorting out over the last year or so. It's all clean soil, no rubbish in there. Took all the roots out. There used to be raspberries in here when I first got the plot, but it was wild. There was runners everywhere. I'm still digging them out there, so yep, that's a bit of a fence put up, and this patch here dug over, cleaned up, raked it over, and it's brought into play to plant. So I'm ready to plant into that bit now. Great, over the moon with that. Right, let's get this tidied up a little bit. We barrow away, get rid of the weeds out of it, and see how we're half a time, see what other jobs I can do. Right, I think that's me done for the day. I'm getting a bit red. This lovely blue sky. It's glorious here. Red hot, like a summer's day. So I want to go home, a nice big drink of water, of course, and do a few bits of titivating around in the garden at home. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Sorry about the mic at the beginning, it was a little bit quiet. I think I've sorted that out now. And don't forget to click on the link in the description to vote for Spennymoor Southview allotments in the Oakland Gardens allotment competition. Until next time, bye for now.